10,000 bees. That's how many suddenly became my responsibility. Over the next 100 days, they would either build a thriving empire or die trying. There was just one problem. I'd never kept bees before, and somewhere inside this buzzing swarm was a single queen. Without her, nothing else mattered. The challenge: every bee looked exactly the same. As I searched through thousands of moving bodies, the workers became more aggressive. One sting, then another. Every second I spent searching made them more desperate to protect their queen. Then, I noticed something strange. The bees weren't flying randomly anymore. They were marching, hundreds of them, all moving toward one tiny bee, the queen, the heart of the entire colony. After nearly an hour, I finally caught her, and something incredible happened. The rest of the swarm followed. Now I had only one mission: give them a home before it was too late. I transformed an old cabinet into a beehive, connecting it to the outside world with a narrow tube. Simple, at least. That's what I thought. When night finally arrived, I carefully placed the queen inside. The workers were supposed to follow her scent. Instead, panic erupted. Thousands of bees exploded into the air. They covered the cameras, the lights, even my face. Then I realized something even worse. I hadn't fully zipped my bee suit. For a few chaotic minutes, everything was out of control. But then, a handful of workers began fanning their wings. They were releasing the queen's pheromones. Within minutes, the entire swarm changed direction. One by one, they marched into their new home. By day 10, the queen laid her very first eggs. A new empire had officially begun. But danger was already waiting. Hive beetles slipped inside, destroying precious eggs. Then came an even bigger threat: wasps. They invaded the hive looking for food. The workers formed a living shield around their queen. Tiny soldiers, fighting an enemy twice their size. Many never survived. Just when the colony began recovering, another invisible killer appeared: varroa mites, tiny parasites that slowly drained the life from every bee. Without help, the colony would disappear. So I made the hardest decision yet. Using a dangerous mite treatment, I risked saving the bees before it was too late. The gamble worked. The parasites died. The queen's eggs survived. So, new workers began emerging. One tiny bee, taking her very first steps into the world. Day after day, the colony grew stronger, until finally, 100 days after finding that helpless swarm, they had built a thriving empire. Thousands of workers, perfect honeycomb, nearly 10 kilograms of honey. But the sweetest reward was knowing they no longer needed me. Sometimes, saving nature doesn't mean controlling it. It means giving it one chance to survive on its own. Would you keep 10,000 bees inside your house?